Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mark Roden and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to our 1K to 100K series. What is the 1K to 100K series, Mark? Please tell me, sir. Please tell me, good sir. I'll tell you, relax. Alright? It's a series where we do 15 cars under every price range from 1K, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then we do 15, 20, 25, 50, and then $100,000. And in all the videos, across all the videos, all 15 of the cars are going to be different cars. There might be some where it's like the same chassis. For example, we might like recommend buying a Camaro RS 5th gen in one video, and then later on we'll recommend the Camaro SS 5th gen because they're two completely different cars but they're the same chassis. That might happen here and there, but besides that, it will always be different cars. Obviously, we started with 1K a couple days ago. Now today we are going to be going over the top 15 best cars you could buy for under $2,000. It is 100% worth mentioning that in 2026, any car you buy under $2,000 is going to be extremely high miles, probably have a lot of rust, and probably going to come with a lot of problems as well. They're cars where they only really are going to be good for a couple of summers here to build up some money so you can buy something that's better in the long run, a hold me over style car. Okay, I want to make that crystal clear. All the 15 cars today, even though I think they're the best under $2,000, they still are going to have some problems. It's just the way of the world, man. Inflation sucks. Inflation is a bitch, and we are getting punished for it, unfortunately. Media of the day is Shawshank Redemption, one of the best movies of all time in my opinion, and just in everyone's opinion. Shawshank Redemption is an absolute banger movie. Go watch it if you haven't already. It's a little bit sad, a little bit funny, a little bit cool, a little bit thriller style, a little bit mysterious even in a way, but it's incredible. Such a good movie. Go watch it if you haven't already. But without further ado, let's go right into it with the top 15 best cars that you could buy under $2,000 in 2026. And yeah, coming in at the number 15 spot is going to be going to the Chevy Cruze first generation. The first gen Chevy Cruze is one of the more modern cars actually on today's list. They're like what, 2014, 2015, around there, which is kind of surprising to say the least. But they do have their problems. These cars come with a 1.8 liter inline four, making 138 horsepower, and they are front wheel drive. First of all, they're not the most fun car out there. It's worth mentioning, only 140 horsepower front wheel drive. But to be fair, almost all the cars on today's list aren't going to be that fun. They're under $2,000, obviously. They're not really the biggest sports cars out there. The Cruze does look really good. I'll give it that. For a regular old like commuter car, it looks really nice, but it does have some severe transmission issues. The Chevy Cruze is kind of known for its unreliability. Keep that, and that's kind of the reason why they're under $2,000. So just keep that in mind. They are cool cars. I do kind of like them a little bit here, but they just have some problems. And coming in at 14th place, ladies and gents, it's going to be going to the Volkswagen Passat B4. Yeah, first of all, Passats in general, Mark Roden does not talk enough about on his channel. Passats are very nice cars, and there's plenty of different generations, so they're all different kinds of price ranges. The B4 you could easily find under $2,000, and once you do, they come with a 2-liter inline four, making 115 horsepower, and they are front-wheel drive yet again. You could also find these in a wagon too, so that's pretty cool because then you got a ton of space, and wagons are just kind of baller. By the way, for all these cars, whenever there's different motors that they come with and different like trim levels that like increase the power, obviously the majority of them you're only going to be able to get the base model, and that is what the 2-liter inline four is for the B4 Passat. It is very slow. 115 horsepower is not much, especially when the car is actually kind of heavy, but it's a pretty decent looking car, and it's pretty decently reliable with a ton of space. And coming in at 13th place, this is what I mean by like we'll probably eventually recommend different trim levels of cars, because 13th place is the Mazda 3 second generation. The second gen Mazda 3 is kind of slept on because of the Mazda Speed 3 second generation, which is just kind of awesome. And again, we'll probably mention that at some point on this series. But these cars come with a 2-liter inline four, making 148 horsepower, and it is front wheel drive. Now, first of all, that's actually not that bad horsepower. Like, I mean, it is. It's not anything crazy, but the car's really light. Like, Mazda 3s are extremely lightweight cars. They aren't the most reliable out there. Mazda isn't, like, notorious for their reliability. As a matter of fact, they're kind of known for the opposite, but they'll still get the job done. And they look pretty decent as well. They're pretty just overall pretty good cars. They're just not that cool, I guess. And coming in at 12th place is the first car on this entire series, really, where it's like truly just a full-blown sports car. Like there's no arguing it, really. The Mini Cooper SR53. The Mini Cooper SR53 is awesome. I love these cars. I've recommended them a ton of times before because they're lightweight, little, awesome-looking cars. But they obviously have some severe reliability issues. The car comes with a 1.6-liter supercharged inline four, making 180 horsepower, and it is front-wheel drive. For a little tiny hatchback, 180 horsepower is more than enough, and it's a supercharged inline four. That's pretty cool, obviously, and they look really nice in my opinion. But they're British, first of all, and not only that, but they are just unreliable as hell. These cars are kind of taking time bombs, which is the reason why they're under $2,000. The reason why nobody buys them is because they are so unreliable, which sucks, man, because they're just such cool little cars. Coming in at the number 11 spot, however, barely missing out on the top 10, is going to be going to the Audi A4 B7s. I've recommended these cars quite a bit on this channel because I think they're really just good options for the price that they're at right now in 2026. They're fun, they look good, they're pretty decently quick. You can modify them. There's a ton of aftermarket support for them out there. They're decently reliable too. They come with a 2-liter turbocharged inline-4, making 200 horsepower on the dot, and it is front-wheel drive. Now, they did obviously make the A4s in all-wheel drive with the quattro all-wheel drive, but for under $2,000, you can't be really picky there, and chances are you're going to have to be, unfortunately, getting one of the front-wheel drive ones. But nonetheless, that's pretty much if you really think about it, a 2-liter turbo inline-4, 2-inch doors. That's a sedan version of a Mark V GTI that you're getting for under $2,000. Is it going to have problems? Absolutely. It's probably going to be leaking oil, and it's going to be a very scary one, and that's why it's here at the number 11 spot. If I could say, like, comfortably that it wouldn't be unreliable and wouldn't have any problems for under $2,000, it would be, like, first place on this list, but unfortunately it probably will. And coming in at the number 10 spot, really good-looking car, as we all know, but everything else about the car is just a little bit boring. The Scion TC first generation. The first-gen CETs, yeah, they're just one of those cars where they just kind of flew under the radar because they came out and they looked nice, but then underneath the hood it was just nothing really that special. That's exactly what it is. They come with a 2.4-liter inline-4, making 161 horsepower, and they are front-wheel drive. They're not the lightest cars out there either. Before you're like, oh, well, it's probably really lightweight. They are light. They're not that light though. You know what I mean? Like the Mini Cooper S is going to be lighter. The Mazda 3 is going to be lighter. That motor is a Camry motor, by the way. So it's going to be reliable as hell, at least. It's going to be reliable. It looks pretty good. It's not the fastest, though. Do not expect to build any insane power out of these cars. And they also don't have that much space because they're a coupe. And coming in at 9th place is a car that I feel like I don't talk about enough on this channel. And that's kind of why I like this series, because since I have to change it up and have to do different trims and different cars and everything, I get to talk about cars that I don't really talk about that often. 9th place is a Toyota Matrix. Pretty cool little hatchback from Toyota, and at the end of the day, it's a freaking Toyota, so you know it's going to be reliable as hell. They come with a 1.8-liter inline-4, making 126 horsepower, and they are front-wheel drive. Now, I'm not going to sit here and argue with you guys. That's not good. 126 horsepower is not a lot of horsepower, especially for a hatchback. They tend to be a little bit heavier, and that is the case with the Toyota Matrix. They're definitely heavier than most of the cars we talked about on today's list, and only making 126 horsepower. It's not a race car is what I'm trying to say. The Matrix is not a race car, but it does look pretty decent, and it's a Toyota at the end of the day, so it's going to be one of the more reliable options on today's list. This is one of the smarter options for today for sure, especially since it's also a hatchback with 4 doors. Like, you've got a ton of space there. It's reliable since it's a Toyota, and it still does look pretty good. It's just not the fastest. But coming in at 8th place, I mean, Lord have mercy. I recommend these cars all the time because they're just freaking indestructible. The Jeep Cherokee XJs. The XJ Cherokees, man, oh man, my buddy Zach had one, and the only thing that ever broke on it was the front axle, but that was his fault because he was off-roading and like jumping off freaking rocks and stuff like that. The truck, SUV, car, whatever you want to call it, comes with a 4-liter inline-6, making 190 horsepower, and they are 4x4. That's obviously one of the higher horsepower numbers that we've talked about so far on today's list, but it's also obviously one of the heavier vehicles on today's list. Do not expect to be street racing in your XJ Cherokees. The 4-liter straight 6, by the way, in these cars is literally indestructible. It's like known for that, as a matter of fact. These cars are just, like, you'll find 300,000-mile XJ Cherokees on Facebook Marketplace still running perfectly fine with no issues. It's the rust that'll kill it, so just look out for the rust, make sure that's fine, and if you get one, they're awesome. They're also retro and they look good. They have a ton of space, obviously, since they're SUVs, and they can go off-road. They're just really good options, but under $2,000, it is going to be a sketchy one. And coming in at 7th place, however, is going to be going to, we recommended the Volvo S60 in the first video, and now today we're going to be recommending the Volvo S80. The first generation Volvo S80. They're pretty much the exact same thing as the S60, as a matter of fact, just a little bit bigger. So they have a little bit more space to them, which obviously is a little bit better, I guess. Unless you're going for strictly performance, and obviously the lighter weight S60 would be better. Nonetheless, the car comes with a 2.5-liter turbocharged inline-5, making 208 horsepower, and they are front-wheel drive. One of the only cars on today's list that you can find with above 200 horsepower. There's only a very, very small number of those, so it is one of the obviously higher horsepower cars on today's list. It is a little heavy, keep that in mind, but they're also really luxurious, really comfortable. They look really nice. The S80s, the first-gen S80s, are just plain and simple good cars for under $2,000. However, coming in at the number 6 spot, ladies and gentlemen, it's just great, especially up where I'm from. There's like really no real downsides to them besides the rust will kill them. The Subaru Outback 3rd generation, and yeah, that's really the only big downside. Also, they're not like race cars, obviously, since they're Outbacks, so they're wagons. They're not going to be the fastest cars out there, but they come with a 2.5-liter flat 4, making 165 horsepower, and they are all-wheel drive. It's the same 2.5-liter flat 4 they were putting in every single Subaru in the early 2000s. Literally, the Imprezas, Foresters, Outbacks, Legacies, all of them had the 2.5-liter flat 4 in it, making around 165 horsepower in every single one of them. them. This one obviously being one of the heavier ones because it is a wagon, but because it is a wagon, you also get a ton more space and everything like that, as well as being all-wheel drive. And since they're not the most desirable car out there, they're pretty easy to find under $2,000 with actually not the highest amount of miles. Like every other car on today's list is probably going to be around 200,000 miles. This one might be around 150,000. However, coming in at 5th place, y'all already know how much Mark Roden loves these vehicles. I think they're so slept on. I just think it's a crime how slept on these cars are. The Honda Civic 8th generations, the 8th gen Honda Civics, man. I just did a how to build video on these. I love them that much. I think they're just like, people like don't like how they look, and I couldn't disagree more. I love how the 8th gen Civics look. I think they look really nice. Nonetheless, this is a base model, and the base model comes with a 1.8 liter inline 4, making 140 horsepower, and it is front wheel drive. Now I'm not going to sit here and argue with you guys and act like it's some sort of race car. It's not stock, at least, but they are, at the end of the day, a Civic, so you can absolutely make some more power out of them if you feel like doing it. And obviously they're also a Civic, so they're going to be reliable as hell. Also, since they're sedans, they have a decent amount of space in them. They look, in my opinion, really, really good. There's really no downside to an 8th gen Civic under $2,000, besides the fact that it's going to be under $2,000. Coming in at 4th place, yes, these cars can still be found for dirt cheap, for pennies on the dollar, because there's just so friggin' many of them. There's like hundreds and thousands of these cars out there. The Ford Crown Victorias. Now, you're not going to be able to get like the police trim, like the friggin' Interceptor trim that was like making the 260 horsepower. It's pretty much a new Edge Mustang, but you still can get the 4.6 liter V8, making 235 horsepower, going to the rear wheels. In terms of fun alone, this is easily the most fun car on today's list. It is a little heavy, obviously. It's a Crown Vic. Crown Vics are definitely like land yachts for sure, but it still is a V8 making 235 horsepower. That's going to the rear wheels. Like, you are going to have a ton of fun with your Ford Crown Victoria. It's not the biggest looker, obviously, and it's starting to get to that point where it's really hard to find them under $2,000, but you still can, and once you do, you have easily the most fun car under $2,000. However, coming in at 3rd place, we're officially at that part of the list where it's like, it's really not that hard to find these under $2,000 anymore, and you can find a pretty decent one actually under $2,000, because 3rd place is going to be going to the Volkswagen Jetta TDI Mark V. I feel like everyone nowadays wants the Mark IV TDIs because everyone talked and hyped them all up and everything, not knowing that the Mark Vs are just kind of better than those in every way, and so they're now like around the same price as the Mark IVs, which is just kind of crazy. They come with a 1.9 liter turbo diesel inline 4, making 105 horsepower, and they are front wheel drive. Is that the lowest horsepower number on the entire list today? Yes, but that's not why you're buying a TDI Jetta. You're not buying a TDI Jetta to go fast. You're buying a TDI Jetta because it is going to get the gosh darn job done. The only thing that's going to kill a TDI Jetta is rust, and that is literally it. Everything else about the car is indestructible. You could drive this thing for 500,000 miles as long as the rust doesn't kill it, and for under $2,000, I think that's a steal. And coming in at 2nd place, I mean, Lord have mercy. For under $2,000, man, the fact that these are even under $2,000 hurts me. The Chevy Silverado 1500 GMT 800s. Now, it's going to have to be the pre-facelifts, so not the cat eye Silverados, but I actually like those better, if I'm being honest. I don't know why everyone else likes the cat eyes better. I like the ones before the cat eyes, the pre-facelifts. They come with a 5.3 liter V8, making 285 horsepower, and they are, of course, 4x4, since they are full-size pickup trucks. Now, the one that you're going to get might end up having to be like a single cab, and don't get me wrong, it's going to have probably over 200,000 miles. It's going to have some rust on it and everything like that. It's going to have some problems for sure. It's not going to be a perfect GMT 800, obviously, but it doesn't matter. It's a GMT 800. Even a dying GMT 800 is still going to last you another 200,000 miles. These trucks are just literally invincible. I love them. I love them so much, and obviously they're one of the most practical vehicles on today's list too, while also being one of the more fun ones because it's rear-wheel drive and 285 horsepower. But coming in at 1st place, I mean, it's just so hard to beat a Honda when it comes to talking about like dirt cheap cars. They're just always going to have a hold on the dirt cheap economy affordable car market. The 1st place is a Honda Accord 6th generation. The 6th gen Accords, they're definitely one of the ugly duckling Accords. People do not like the 6th gens because they don't have the best motor for building power, and they also don't look the best, but that's not what you're trying to get under $2,000. At least I don't think so. So they're good options for you, at least. They come with a 2.3 liter inline 4, making 150 horsepower, and they are front wheel drive. Now, you can get a V6 obviously, but you're not finding one of those under $2,000. The inline 4s you easily can, and again, as long as you're not trying to build power, the 6th gen Accords are perfectly fine. They're really good cars. They're still an extremely reliable Honda. They're just not extremely reliable when it comes to building power. And so for under $2,000, I mean, I think it's a no-brainer. I mean, these cars are so easy to find under $2,000. As a matter of fact, it's hard to find them above $2,000. They're like they're that cheap. Like 6th gen Accords are just dirt cheap. They're, in my opinion, easily the best option out there for less than $2,000. But ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of today's video ranking the top 15 best cars that you can find under $2,000 in 2026. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. Let me know what reviews I'd like to see in the comment section down below. Check the links in the description for any of my other social medias or any of my other YouTube channels or any of that great mumbo jumbo. And thank you guys so much for watching. Tomorrow's video, sorry for that Xbox notification that just popped up. Tomorrow's video is going to be how to build a Lexus IS 2nd gen. That's what it is. Lexus IS 2nd gen, whether it's the IS 250, IS 350, or even the ISF, it'll all be in that video. Obviously, the performance parts are going to have to be switched around depending on if you get the IS350 or IS250. Then after that, obviously, we'll be doing the next part of this series where we'll be doing the cars under $3,000, which for some reason that budget, $3,000, always tends to do really well on my channel. Makes no sense. $2,000, not that great. $1,000, not that great. $4,000, not that great. $5,000, pretty decent. Cause it's a buzzword. $3,000, incredible for some reason. Everyone always wants to watch the under $3,000 videos. So hopefully that will be fun for you guys. And I'm loving this series. We did this a long time ago, for those who don't know. We did this way back at the beginning of my channel. I did this like as a little series back in like 2022, 2023 probably. And now we're just updating it for 2026 markets because obviously a lot of prices have changed since then. And you guys always love this series, so I'm happy to be bringing it back, man. I hope you guys are still enjoying it and everything like that. And if you are, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all that great mumbo jumbo. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Das Vidania, and have a nice night.